Okay, here's a look at all the figures Magic Square was able to produce in 2022. And as you can see, this is quite a lot of figures that they made this year. And all these figures look really, really nice. Well, spoke too soon about those two. And what I want to do is just go over each one briefly as I can, and then from there I want to pick my top 3 favorites and maybe even mention a couple of disappointments. So with that said, I want to start off with the first figure that they produced in 2022, which was all the way down here, which was Prowl. I love this figure. So first of all, let's take a close-up look. That's a really nice head sculpt. I love the transparent blue plastic for the headlights. Even the detail up there. All of these, they're very cartoon accurate. And this was impressive to me, the light blue windows, which was definitely better than their blue streak with that dark blue paint. Hopefully they're going to be reissuing that one. But just a quick look all around. I love this figure. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I call this mini masterpiece, because it's small. And you look at how this is designed and engineering, transformation and stuff. Yeah, it's like masterpiece quality, but at a small scale. So moving on, then there was Hound, another figure that I really love. This one, yeah, man, this just looks very much like a cartoon. It comes with a lot of other accessories that I didn't bring out, such as the Ravage cage. But here you can see, wow, this is really nice. And then another really nice figure is this Jazz. I mean, look at, for this small scale, which is Legends, I mean, look at all the detail, the transformation design and all of that. It's really like masterpiece. And you know what, this transformation is definitely easier than Fans Toys, so you just take that how you will. And then after that, there was their reissue of Trailbreaker, which is more cartoon accurate with a better metallic blue window, and more importantly, it's the head. The head is now gray instead of white like their previous version, which was not cartoon accurate. So I do have that in the back, so now you can see the comparison. I mean, okay, I'm not going to criticize too much, but this was their earlier release figures, and I think they were just trying to incorporate their own aesthetics, so it didn't have to be hypertoon. But I think they changed their mind and decided to make these figures a little bit more like the cartoon. So if that's the case, I really like what they're doing. Or at least I think they did that with Trailbreaker. One other note though, this piece up here should be a little bit more to the left to be accurate, because right in the center is more like the G1 toy version. And then probably the best figure that they made. Wow, this one, I don't know how to keep it very simple, but this one is definitely cartoon accurate, which I really love. And well, let me fix this. Somehow his gas tank thing here got shifted up. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, Yeah, this is really nice. In the back, especially, cleans up to look a lot more like the cartoon. So now, I want to point out, here's their other version that, you know, my other video review, I was complaining like crazy. All you have to do is compare, like, why did they paint the feet light blue and the shins light blue? That just made no sense. And then the back, I mean, doesn't clean up well, but this was their first version. And so when they came out with the 2.0, obviously they fixed those things. So feet and lower legs are now cartoon accurate, and the back cleans up really nice. So that's really great. And actually, the thing I really love about this also is that trailer. This is really long, like I think it should be, because most of them they cut off like right about here, and that's not really accurate to the cartoon. So that's something else that they did that I really love. There's a lot of other accessories that came with this, but I'm not covering all of them. And then there was Ironhide and Ratchet, and first all you have to do is just look at these two guys. They look a lot like the cartoon, and I love it. I mean, looks I love how simple it is to look like the cartoon. Look at his hips with that diamond in the middle, and his, so that's all cartoon accurate. And let me kind of rotate these guys so you can see on the side, the back. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that because, you know, they have to transform somehow, and they did a really nice job. With the exception in vehicle mode, if you know what I'm talking about, the windows, they kind of push in on the vehicle, and it's kind of really hard to get that all lined up flush because there's a hollow space in there. And then after that, there's Mirage. This is another awesome figure that I love. I mean, look at that head. I mean, that head looks really nice. I mean, I'm almost tempted to compare this with Fans Toys. I mean, my criticism with Fans Toys, I mean, look at his feet. They are gray on the inside, and his arms down here, they don't have that hollow gap. And this head actually looks a little bit better to me than Fans Toys. But I'm not knocking Fans Toys. I'm just pointing out what I noticed. And back here, yeah, let's see. Cleans up. I forgot which way it should go, but back cleans up really nice too. Really a great figure. And I should mention, like, you know, all these figures, they are very highly articulable, if that's a word. So you can get them in a lot of great poses. And then there was the Huffer, which, yeah, finally, after complaining, you know, they finally did make a more cartoon accurate with the blue legs. And they did a nice job with the metallic on the arms. That kind of looks nice and makes sense since they're smokestacks. My only issue is in the vehicle mode, the back of the vehicle, it's missing those little points at the end. And instead you got some funky weird thing in the middle. But I'm just pointing out some criticism I have. Only because I really like Magic Square and I expect a lot of great things from them. So I don't know if you could see, because this top here is giving a shadow, but here's a comparison between the two. In one of my early reviews on this, I was complaining about the gray, and my suspicions was right. They finally did redo that in more accurate colors. And then, yeah, I gotta tell you right now, these two are my disappointments for the year by Magic Square, because, man, they gave you what you want with the blue windows, and then it's hard to see, but the hips are dark gray, and even the wheels are gray with the red rims. But the way they messed this up, it's like this is silver. Top of his shoulders are silver. These wings on his head are silver. That's not cartoon accurate. So let's compare it with the previous version, and you can see there, like, man, it's like, and unfortunately I can't swap the body parts, so I'm stuck like this. Really disappointed here. I mean, need the blue windows to be cartoon accurate, and then over here you need the white parts. So a little disappointed there. And then I think I mentioned this in my video before. Let me adjust this so I can show you that, you know, he's also missing these stabilizers down here. Yeah, I pointed this out before. Instead of making another piece and having to assemble that in, they should have just have it attached out here, because that would have been cartoon accurate. I mean, from a design perspective, I mean, that's kind of cool how they made it so you can fold that down and it collapses into his leg, but that's not how the cartoon is. So that's another disappointment. They should have just left it out. But that's Inferno. And then his twin, here, let's take a look at this. It's the same disappointment. Here we have the 2.0 grapple and their first release. So same thing, you know, they gave you the blue window. They did lighten the thighs. It's not black, but it's a dark gray. But then they started putting all this silver here. And then the same thing with that stabilizers. I mean, I really have some mixed, disappointed feelings about this, but they are nice figures, I will say that. So it's nice to have in the collection. And then right here, this is really a nice figure. It's kind of hard to say because, you know, always comparing this with the New Age, and I don't want to get all into that, but I did a review pointing out the differences, and I guess I'll say it now. I think I prefer this one a little bit more because it's cleaner here. You don't have the pegs showing. He does have landing wheels that work and are painted black. It's just minor details here, like right here they put too much lines going across. It should only be 3. And then the red jetpack there, it's a little too dark. So minor details. But in terms of the sculpt, this is really nice. I really like this figure. So that's that. And last, I did not get it yet. For some reason, it's shipped to New York, and I probably won't get the 2.0 till next year. But here's the first release Sideswipe. And just like Grapple and Inferno, this one's the same issue, but this is probably my biggest disappointment by Magic Square because they went crazy on the silver. Like, I can understand if they painted these silver and the arms silver, because the G1 toy is like that, but they have no reason to paint the thighs silver because the G1 toy is white. So I don't know where they're going with all of that. So that's a disappointment. So I can tell you right now, these are my 3 disappointing figures by Magic Square, simply because they chose not to color it the right colors. And now that my top 3 though, and this I don't know, this one was really hard because in all honesty I love all of these figures. So let me start by telling you the figures that I really like. Huffer's okay, just the vehicle mold kind of bugs me. You know, the back of the vehicle is missing those points and it has this thing in the center. Yeah. Mirage though is a really nice figure, so that's one I really like. Ironhide and Ratchet transformation, you know, getting the windows of the vehicle to line up flush is very difficult, so you know, can't say they're my favorite because of that. And then this one, obviously I love this. However, this one, if you saw my video, the trailer, this is, I think, where they made a mistake. But when you're trying to attach this piece up here, how do you do that? Because it's like somehow he has to be flipped. The truck trailer needs to be facing this way and go up, which is kind of hard, and then you rotate it. So that was there's a issue with the trailer. And the other issue with this trailer are these stabilizers down here. They're not really secure, they just kind of flop around. So this is not without its issues. So you know, he does get some points deducted for that, but the figure is really nice. I really love it. And then Trailbreaker, I just like the more cartoon accuracy with the darker face, the blue window, and yeah, I was telling you this thing should be a little bit more to the left, his left shoulder. And then I'll just point out right here, these 3 figures, I really like them. Jazz is nice, Hound's nice, and Prowl's nice. So now, let's narrow this down. So I like the Optimus, the Jazz, the Hound, the Prowl. Ironhide and Ratchet's okay, but the windows is a little bit bothersome to me. And then Mirage is another great figure. Huffer, I like the cartoon accuracy, but as I already said, his feet should be something like that, but they didn't design it that way. Those 2, I told you, are my disappointment. And Skyfire, yeah, it's really hard because New Age. So, but I'll put them in. So now, this is what I have here. So I'm going to pick my top 3. So there's 6 figures I really like by New Age. So now, can you guess? Let's see. So number 3, I'm going to have to pick, oh man, I'm gonna have to pick Mirage, Jazz. I mean, he can easily be second. And second place, I'd pick Mirage. And then first, obviously, is Optimus Prime. So, these are my top 3 by Magic Square. So, Jazz is number 3. Third place, Mirage is second place, and Optimus is first place. So those are my top 3 picks. Now, before I end, I just want to point out something in case nobody else noticed it, but take a look at this. Let's see, Mirage, Jazz, Trailbreaker, and Huffer. So, does that look like anything to you? Does that look like what Fans Toys produced in 2022? Rig, Outrider, I forgot his name, and then Jive. Isn't that interesting? Magic Square produced the same figures that Fans Toys did. But anyways, these are my top picks by Magic Square in 2022. Jazz, Mirage, and Optimus.